Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're having a gorgeous day or a lovely day for yourself. And this morning I experienced a chronic freeze. This is something fairly normal for me, not necessarily every single day, but certainly something that I've experienced over the years. And I really wanted to explain what happens in a chronic freeze state, how that actually feels, and how that actually really interrelates to burnout and why it's often the root cause of burnout. Not necessarily the root cause, but one of the biological functions that's actually happening in the body that actually makes you feel very, very blocked, very low self-esteem. Often there can be feelings of shame associated with the freeze state, meaning I feel ashamed of who I am. I feel like I'm not okay. I feel like I'm not enough. I should be doing more. Particularly if you've ever experienced being shamed for your emotional state, or being shamed for your sensitivity, or for how you're perceived in the world, meaning that you always need to have that bright, happy, shiny face on, then you may experience a sense of deep shame when you're dropping into the freeze response. Now, to explain what's actually going on at the deeper level, we can all go through three different levels of trauma, one being developmental trauma, two being a chronic low-level state of fight flight, meaning I've got to get things done, I can't stop, I can't rest, I've got to keep going, and then also acute trauma, which can be a major life event or an incident, a car accident, an operation, a loss of a loved one, breakdown of relationship, all of those different things, and they can all compound. But underneath, what's actually going on in the nervous system is your sympathetic nervous system is firing away. So underneath, it's the fight flight response, wanting to escape, wanting to run, wanting to get away from whatever is causing you distress or pain. Now, when we're unable to actually do that, what actually happens is the body obviously becomes very dysregulated in the nervous system, meaning that we're constantly hypervigilant. We feel that we can't rest. We might feel very, very jumpy in our body, and the body can't sustain this long term. So it tries to bring you down out of that nervous system state of that fight flight into freeze. Or freeze can also be obviously a trauma response. So if we were ever in a situation where we felt very threatened, then often the body will go into a freeze response. And the reason why I wanted to share this was my experience this morning. My body has been very heightened over the last couple of weeks. I had to get some test results done on some potential skin cancers. Thankfully, they've all come back clear. And my partner's been moving through his own challenges. We both have very, very sensitive nervous systems. And my nervous system was picking up on his dysregulation yesterday. So this is something to be very mindful of. Obviously, if we've got young children or we've got partners, many women that are burnt out definitely feel overly responsible for others, definitely have a sensitive nervous system, or feel very empathic, meaning we take on other people's emotions or thoughts or feelings. And what happens is the body then tries to bring itself out of that fight flight whirring sensation, or I've got to keep running, I've got to keep going, I can't rest, I can't stop. And in an attempt to slow us down, the freeze state gets locked on. When we're in that state of freeze, as I mentioned, there can be those feelings of shame or trauma or any other things that come up. And when we're in that freeze state, it can feel very, very difficult to think clearly. It can feel very, very difficult to feel that you can actually get anything done. And it's the brake and the accelerator on at the same time, with the sympathetic nervous system going and the parasympathetic dorsal shutting down and in that freeze response. And I often describe it like trying to walk through a boggy marsh with concrete boots on, whereas normally you'd feel like you were sprinting across concrete in joggers. That's the difference of how it really feels within the body when we're in that chronic freeze or that shutdown state. And we can end up, if you don't understand what's actually going on biologically within the nervous system, we can end up really going to town mentally with ourselves, beating ourselves up, feeling that we're not good enough, that what's wrong with me, I just need to pick up myself, or need to get my stuff together and just move on and get over this. Meanwhile, it's very, very difficult to feel capable, to feel a sense of energy within the body, because it's a very, very low energy state. And you can learn to be in a high functional freeze for a long time. And this is the brake and the accelerator on. Every time that we have the brake and the accelerator on in our lives, meaning we're feeling in that freeze response, but also feeling unsafe within the body, so the body's wanting to escape or flight or flee, then we've got the accelerator and brake on. And long term, this creates massive adrenal fatigue, massive burnout, because it takes so much will, it takes so much effort to push, to get things done. And we end up then on that negative spiral mentally and emotionally, feeling what the hell's wrong with us, what's going on, why am I not enough, and questioning all of these different things. So really understanding this at the deeper level is absolutely critical to healing burnout, and to also having the strategies and tools to know when to apply these different things to whichever situation that you're actually in, to calm and regulate the nervous system. If you'd love to find out more about this or really understand what's actually going on for you, I am offering a free 15-minute consult to really chat through. It's not a sales call, it's not a sales pitch or anything like that. It's to really help you understand what's actually going on internally that keeps creating this response within your body. Because until we get to this, then it's very, very difficult to heal burnout, regardless of whether you think it's a relationship or a job or any of those things. When we don't heal those deeper patterns going on, which are set up from childhood, then what's actually playing out is we continue to recreate these same situations, these same life events. You might leave a job but end up working in a similar, or find yourself creating a similar situation, or the same situation or similar situation playing out again, even though you're in a completely different job. So really, really important to understand these pieces. If that's you, if you'd like to have a chat, this is for women that are absolutely committed to their healing, that are coachable and are ready to implement things that I share that could really be supportive, and absolutely ready to take action in changing these patterns in your life. So if that's you, either send me a PM or comment below, and let's book in that 15-minute conversation. Like I said, it's not a sales call at all. It is really about supporting you to really understand what's going on at the deeper level. And from that, one of the reasons why I offer those is often they do lead to obviously people wanting to find out more about my work or ending up working with me, whether it's a day later, a week later, or a year later. So I'm more than happy to give away a few of these for free each week to really support women to be in touch with what's going on for them and to really help them, because I know what goes around comes around, right? So really important from that perspective to understand these aspects, to be able to get the level of healing that you need in order to move forward to support yourself to heal your burnout. Have a beautiful day. Lots of love.